Hi, Telios here. This will be the Phase 1 North regular combat mission. I'm going to be running Sith Empire, Darth Revan, Darth Malak, Bastila Shan Fallen, HK, and Sith Marauder. This will be a no tank team. These are the mods I'm using for this combat mission. This is Darth Revan. Here is Darth Malak. This is Bastila Shan Fallen. This is HK-47 and Sith Marauder. So the name of the game from this team is that they do a lot of damage, a ton of damage. Because the opening TM here is all kind of equalized, I don't really start with too much of an advantage. So instead of using the lightning, instead of using the AoE, I'm actually going to put fear on everyone, and I'm going to get debuffs rolling with Bastila Shan. So the most important thing, in my opinion, to take out again is the sharpshooter. And I'm just going to one-shot him with the Sith Marauder. So we should be pretty good to roll here. We have double fear on the medic, so he's not going to be reviving anyone. Basically going to kill everyone before they have a chance to do like anything, to be perfectly honest. Which is how the Phase 1 should go for a G13 team in full Tier 6 mods. Like, this should look like a joke for Wave 1, and it does. If it didn't, I'd be really concerned. But this will get a little bit more difficult as we move on. So, as we move into Wave 2, we only have 4 opponents. There isn't anything that I'm really actually remotely worried about at all. So I'm just going to try to take out the damage. I'm not even going to worry about using too many cooldowns right now. There are 2 tank characters here, or a utility and a tank over here. So I'm just going to kind of take out the Jedi Guardian here. Probably not going to do too awful much to me at this point. When Malak is taunting, he's basically invincible. So what I figured out when I've used him before is like nothing can kill him. So what you do want to note though is you want to use Drain Life every time it's up for Malak. So I don't even need to use it, but the offense it stacks. It stacks up to 3 times, so the offense is super, super good. So you want to use it on cooldown to make sure that by the time you get to the final wave, that he has a good amount of offense, because the final wave can get a little sketchy depending on what you get. So here I'm going to use the debuffs on the Vanguard. I really don't want that Vanguard to go at all, and I'm going to start working on Kit Fisto. His AoE is absolutely insane, so you really never want Kit Fisto to go at all. So now that everybody's kind of gone through their cycle of fear, I'm going to work on the Vanguard. He has percent base damage. I'm actually going to use the AoE here. I'm actually going to double AoE here. So this Vanguard has percent base damage on his basic because he applies an expose. For Malak, that doesn't matter at all. But if he starts hitting somebody else, because Malak, this is really only a 1 tank team. If he starts hitting anybody else, it's kind of bad for me. So I kind of like to take him out after Kit Fisto early in the fight. And then I took out Medic, who did revive, which was really no big deal. And then just kind of cleaned it up from there. So now we got a couple things going on. We've got 2 sharpshooters here. We've got a clone ARC Trooper, a tank, 2 tanks back here, and then we've got Rex as the elite. So when Rex is the elite, we've got that clone allies gain 20% max health. And then whenever they suffer a critical hit, all clones gain 15% TM. So that's so bad. That's like the worst possible thing I could get here. So I'm going to try to take one of the DPS characters out early, so they just like landed a bunch of stuff on my Sith Marauder back there, which is really bad. But now Malak is taunting, so it's not as bad as it could be because they didn't land a bunch of exposes on him. But this is a really scary team for me to have to deal with because it's got all kinds of like TM generation and all kinds of stuff going on. So unfortunately, the clone ARC Trooper did get an entrench out, which is pretty bad for me. And Rex got his tenacity buff off. So there we go. We've got, they basically like one-shot Sith Marauder, but if you're watching Malak here, they really can't do anything to him like at all. So I'm going to drain health and he's going to be back at full. And then I'm just going to start killing everything. That's kind of what this team does. So even though these clones are tanky, they have a trench and they're scary, like just this Sith Empire team is just so ridiculous with its damage output. So that's 4-4. This is exactly what I would expect. I think you could even pull this off without Malak if you just used a regular Sith Trooper. A G13 tier 6 mods, a premium arena team should absolutely be able to smash a regular combat mission just like that. So not much more to say.